The Burlington Bridge spans the Mississippi River between Burlington, Iowa and Gulfport, Illinois. Built in 1868 for the CB&Q, a BNSF predecessor railroad, the bridge was a celebrated achievement of engineering technology on the Chicago to Denver route. The Mississippi River has long been a major route for travel, trade, and growth. One of the great commercial waterways of the world, the Mississippi proved crucial for trade moving north and south, yet was a barrier to westward expansion. The Burlington Bridge was one of the first structures to be built across the river to open the West for settlers and commerce. The Civil War had just ended, and the new technology of the industrial age was emerging, including barbed wire, telegraphs, the six-shooter, steel rail, and air brakes. The bridge was the first all-metal structure to cross the Mississippi. Earlier bridges were made of wood. As freight and passenger traffic grew, the single-track line was widened to double-track in 1893. It was then strengthened in 1930 to accommodate ever heavier rail cars. Today, the Burlington Bridge carries about 45 million tons of freight annually and continues to be a key railroad structure on BNSF's main line. About 40 trains a day cross this bridge, and it opens about 300 times a month to let barge traffic pass. However, because the bridge was designed in a bygone era, its old swing span eventually began to pose a hazard for modern-day marine traffic. As barges grew in size over the years, collisions with the bridge became more frequent, causing damage to not only the bridge, but the barges as well.
The Coast Guard declared the bridge a hazard to navigation and wanted to come up with a solution to make the opening more user-friendly for the marine traffic.
Designation as an unreasonable navigational hazard qualified the bridge for government funding, kicking off a 2.5-year renovation process.
With the recent downturn in the economy, the federal government passed the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act to help stimulate the economy. And the Coast Guard saw this as an opportunity to complete the funding that they needed to get the project off the ground.
Typically, they're older bridges that, when they were constructed, met the reasonable needs of navigation. And through time, nature of traffic traversing the waterway has changed, and so it's become an unreasonably obstructive bridge.
The Burlington Bridge renovation project was a two-phase process. Phase 1 was the replacement of the swing span with a vertical lift span and was primarily financed through federal stimulus funds. The second construction phase was the replacement of the rest of the bridge, and it was funded by BNSF. Part 1, the installation of the lift span, began in September of 2009 and had several important components. First, crews added new foundational piers. Then, they removed the existing swing span before installing a new vertical lift span, while the swing span provided two smaller 150-foot openings. The new lift span allows 350 feet of clearance for passing traffic. The process took several months, and it was not without delays and challenges. 8 flood events, historic high river elevations, and large amounts of winter ice made the project even more complex.
This has been a very challenging project, of course, from the very beginning, but to do this kind of work with the winter conditions that we have has added an extra amount of challenge to it. We've got ice coming down the river. Then the ice has also backed up and made the river elevation fluctuate.
Difficulties notwithstanding, crews successfully and safely completed Phase 1. The vertical span opens and closes twice as quickly as the old swing span, and it now provides more than twice the clearance for barge traffic. With the new lift span in operation, focus shifted to Phase 2 of the project, the replacement of the remaining bridge spans and piers.
Phase 2 of the Burlington Bridge was the replacement of the truss spans on the east approach of the lift span. We installed 6 new truss spans and also the west approach spans.
In all, 9 spans were replaced during 7 well-choreographed work windows in 6.5 months. The new truss spans, each weighing up to 2.5 million pounds, have wider track centers, which means improved clearance for train traffic. The spans are also ballast decked instead of open decked, which will make them easier to maintain. They also have better walkways and fall protection attachments to aid inspectors. The new lift span towers stand 151 feet tall, and the bridge measures 2,146 feet from bank to bank. The deepest of the new pier drilled shafts reaches 209 feet. The bridge contains over 500,000 bolts, more than 16,000 cubic yards of concrete, and weighs more than 18,000 tons. The Burlington Bridge Replacement Project will improve safety, reliability, and efficiency, and will allow for increased clearances and velocity.
It's given us some reliability and confidence going forward with the tonnage that we're moving today, and then also for increased tonnage in the future. We'll be increasing speeds over the bridge. We can move them through here quicker, faster, and not have to do the maintenance and repairs that we were having to do with the old bridge.
The bridge stands as one of only 4 vertical lift bridges over the Mississippi, and it's the only one that is double-tracked.
By far, this is the largest project that I've been involved with, the most costly and probably the most complex project that I've done in my career.
It's just wonderful to be a part of this, to watch the finished product. Being a part of a project like this is always memorable in one's career.
I take pride in just looking at this new bridge. It looks nice, and it's gonna last for a long time.
In the end, this bridge will be here for 100, probably 150 years. BNSF can be proud of the accomplishment here.
The bridge has had a long life, spanning 3 centuries. The completion of the 2.5-year renovation project will ensure the bridge continues to provide a vital connection in the nation's supply chain and will help BNSF continue to serve an expanding domestic and global marketplace for customers.
If I think about all the people that's been involved with the construction of the new Burlington Bridge, it's in the thousands. People are really excited to see this project come to fruition because it's a project of a lifetime, and people 150 years from now are going to see this bridge. That's pretty exciting.